Alrighty, hello guys, this is day 85. Be coding every single day until I become an employed software engineer, I suppose. Sorry for not posting the other day. Things have been just kind of busy this past week I still have a presentation to work on for my environmental science class. And then I also had my art paper that I finished. I also had an interview a couple days ago that I think went pretty well. It was kind of behavioral. I have to kind of wait until after Thanksgiving for them to potentially call me back for the technical interview, which, hopefully they do, and that'd be really cool. It's not the most optimal thing because it's in the same city where I'm going to school. I actually don't go to school here. But, whatever. I go to school in Abilene, Texas, and I live in Dallas, so which you can easily find all that stuff online. That's why I guess I don't care. But yeah, it could be a pretty good starting position, I think, if I can land it. But my friend, who is pretty cracked, is also gunning for that position. So I guess we'll see what happens if he decides to take it or not. If he does decide to take it, he'll be underpaid, in my opinion, anyways. Probably be getting paid a lot more than what they're giving. I think it's like 60K is what they're saying. But yeah. So that was having your day. Today I did a assessment for a position at IBM, software engineering apprentice position. But I noticed after I finished the assessment that they had taken the position down. I just applied like 2 days ago. So I assume they must have found the person they're looking for or something. So I don't think I'm gonna land that position. Yeah, I barely finished. I had like 2 minutes left or something. And the questions weren't really that hard. It's just I always make so many dumb mistakes like typos or not reading the problem correctly. But I definitely need to practice more lead code, so that stuff is like ingrained in my brain, just really easy to come down to. But I gotta finish boot.dev first. And I've been making such slow progress on this section because of all these classes, man. I cannot wait until I don't have to do this again. Like, oh man. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We are almost at 900 subscribers. Thank you very much. I did not think this many people were going to watch these videos, but it seems as if people kind of like watching people who are not good at their craft, apparently. Yeah, definitely want to get some work done today, and maybe I'll finish this presentation tonight so that tomorrow I can just not have to worry about it anymore. I really am taking it too seriously. I already have a 108 in that class because I've been getting the bonus questions right on like every single testing quiz, so I could probably bomb this presentation and still pass. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support and stuff. After I'm done with school, I will spend a lot more time on here. I'm gonna try and live stream, make some videos too. Maybe do some projects with some of y'all. That'd be fun. But right, naming. I don't even know what we were doing last time. Routing keys, okay. Oh, I had to look really stupid bug with this too. Let me see if I can show you guys. This is stuff that prevents me from being actually good at this stuff. Where are we doing this? Client, so yeah, right here. So previously I was I didn't put the dot in between the prefix and the asterisk. So when I was when I was looking for a routing key, I was looking for RMuse asterisk instead of RMuse dot asterisk, which isn't going to work because that's not how the routing keys are formatted. So really dumb mistake. But yeah, I figured out last time. All right, technically. These all use the same exchange. Exchange on social posts. It was the only exchange we used. Okay, so you might not have multiple exchanges in your MQ. Okay. We might have unique identifier on temporary queues. Okay. This is when you really want to get right. Not only do you want the routing key names to be descriptive, also want to be flexible for potential wildcard matching. Often a noun verb pattern works well. This allows you to easily bind queues to all events of a certain type, or all events to affect a certain entity. So you might want to bind a queue to all user-created events, or all common-created events. Okay. Which entity's name affects its functionality? I'm thinking of maybe not the routing key. I think routing key feels more for like identification, not really functionality. Yeah, binding queues to a certain type. And his name affects its functionality. Maybe it is a routing key. Okay, yeah. Because exchange name mostly just an identifier. called social post or main exchange. No identifier for where messages are stored. Name conventions help humans. The name doesn't affect how messages are matched to queue. So values by exchange decide where to send the message. Direct and top exchanges, routing keys match potentially with wildcards against binding keys. If you change the routing key string, you change which queue to receive the message, or whether any queue receives it at all. Directly controls the message routing behavior, which is why its name affects functionality. Alright, kind of makes sense. Noun, verb, right? Alrighty. Only 3 more chapters in this. I really should be able to finish this in the next couple of days after this presentation is over. And over Thanksgiving. What do I really even have to do over Thanksgiving? I don't even think we have I don't have any homework assignments. This is due December 3rd. It's probably not that hard, but I think we just have to use Bootstrap or something. I think the only main pressing thing would be studying for my econ exam and my environmental science exam, and then applying to jobs. We all love applying to jobs, right? Yeah, I should be near to the end. I do really want to try and do the rest of these courses, though. Okay, in a point-to-point system, the sender and receiver are tightly coupled. Sender immediately knows the message was successfully delivered to the receiver. For example, with HTTP requests, we get some response codes. A synchronous system like RabbitMQ, the sender and the receiver are decoupled. Sender doesn't need to know the message was successfully delivered to the receiver. That has benefits like simplicity and performance. Also means the chance of bugs increase. So asynchronous means that you basically don't have to wait for something to return, right? Like you just go back and forth. No, I was incorrect. Why is Google not in dark mode? Oh, okay. So synchronous, they need to be in sync. Asynchronous, they can do whatever they want. Okay. To address this, it's common in Pubsub systems to aggregate messages that fail to be processed to a dead letter queue. Queues can be configured to send messages that fail to be processed to a dead letter exchange, which then routes the message to a dead letter queue. The exchange receives a message that's sent to a queue. This message was processed successfully, but if it fails to process, it's a dead letter exchange and dead letter queue. I was just holding messages that failed. Send all failed messages in the parallel system to a single dead letter exchange queue. Will act as a log. This queue won't have any consumers. We'll just let the messages pile up so they'll be inspected manually using the RabbitMQ management UI. Okay. Using UI, create a new exchange, parallel_DLX of type fanout. Fanout is a good choice because you want all failed messages sent to the exchange to the rest of the queue without needing to worry about routing keys. Routing keys are ignored. Why did my status bar just change color? Makes it literally no. What the hell just happened? Oh, okay. Now I remember. I set it to be, okay, I used to have reduced transparency on. So in the background, I don't know how to get the, I know there's a way to do that, but yeah. This wallpaper showed up, so, okay. Let me just go back to the way it was before. There we go. Alright, so we need to start the container again. Sorry for the flashbang. No. You need to create a new exchange. Apparel underscore. I don't know what DLX stands for. It's be a fan out. Using DY, create a new queue, apparel underscore DLQ. And bind the queue to a DLX exchange with no routing key. Okay, so this expecting by to contain DLX, which I don't think it does. That is not a good sign. I have DLQs. That's the Q though, right? Oh, there it is. I have a really hard time reading these days. I don't know what's going on. I keep making tons of typos and things are just hard to see in general. Maybe I need a bigger font or something. I turned the brightness way up. Yeah, but one thing I will not be doing is a 14-inch MacBook Air that I got because these vibe coder guys on Instagram are trying to start an app studio and wanted me to help them. But I didn't even end up helping them because I was too busy with school. So this is a completely wasted purchase in my opinion. But yeah, I definitely will not get a 13-inch anymore. I cannot do this. I mean, it's super light, but like, it is so hard to read stuff. As a consumer, tell the message broker that individual message succeed or fail to be processed. When the consumer receives a message, it must acknowledge it. I'm not going to read all this right now. Driver crashes or fails to process a message. Message broker is requeue. The message be processed again or discarded. ACK is short for acknowledge, and NACK is short for negative acknowledge. There are really 3 options for acknowledging a message. Acknowledge, process successfully. NACK and requeue, not process successfully, but should be requeue in the same queue to be processed again, retry. NACK and discard. Not processed successfully and should be discarded to a dead letter queue, it configured or just deleted entirely. Making these videos, I've noticed like how hard it is to like read out loud and also comprehend. It's like your brain doesn't like take into account what you're reading. Because normally when I read, I have like an internal kind of voice in my head also saying what I'm reading. But when I'm reading out loud, that internal voice kind of turns off. Yeah, it's very interesting. And it's a flaw in the way I read, but anyways, we're getting distracted. Update. Subscribe JSON Taylor to return the ACK type of thing. Okay. It was supposed to run delivery. Delivers the acknowledgement through the acknowledger interface. The client or service finished work on delivery. So we need to return the ACK type. We need to find this ACK type. We want to ACK, NACK requeue, or NACK discard. Based on the return ACK type, the go routine, which is this thing, should either call message.ACK false, message.NACK false, or true. So I think this is the line they're discussing here. What do you mean by depending on the return ag type? Because I guess you're supposed to return new ag type. So highest ag type should be like an enum, right? Type, ag type. I should probably just make it public to make our lives easier. Type of string. This we don't have to define as enum, we can just use it. Ag type is supposed to be string. So here we need to return the new ag type. Nil. Here we need to do the same thing. Well, maybe just empty string is better. I still don't understand what they mean by depending on the returned ag type. I mean, we're not returning down here, and the go routine would run. Is go routine running after this is returned? This is a go routine after the subscribe JSON function returns. I probably should already know this after from the course, but yeah, I'm an idiot, so. Move this upward. Not that high up, but whatever, see. Does not wait for the coroutine to finish. It immediately occurs the last line, turning the new ag type, then returns to the caller. At this point, the original execution thread continues after the call to subscribe JSON. The new create go routine continues to run in the background, listening to delivery channel for messages from the RabbitMQ queue. So now that makes sense. So now subscribe JSON is going to return an act type. This go routine, since it's a thread, that's what this is, I'm going to run the background. So I'm going to, depending on the returned act type, so if I've got to be doing something wrong here. Look at some of their code that is correct. What is this? This is, yeah, subscribe. No, looks like we're doing something similar. They are actually closing the channel, unlike myself. I'm not sure why this is going over my head. The handler apparently returns nothing. Well, this is a functional programming thing, right? This is like higher order. Oh, I definitely don't understand what's going on here. And now returns an act type. Alright, so this is the type of, we're basically passing in like the game logic stuff. Don't know how to get rid of this window. Damn. I don't know, like, what, am I supposed to be checking this? I mean, what's even setting the act type? Oh, update your client's move and pause to return an act type. Okay. So, alright. Yeah, maybe I should have read the whole thing first, but it would have been nice to know that up here, so. Oh, like this act type or something. Move this act type equal to act. Already be going on for 40 minutes. Let me try and at least write this logic. Yeah, I can't go too long because I have almost no storage on this PC. I want to say error is equal to delivery act. The false. Just yank this, paste it right there. Yeah, I know that code is not going to work right now. It's equal to macReq. Nac according to false, true. Same thing for here, or not same thing, false, false. If it's nac, discard. So that's obviously not going to work because I would need to change the handlers to actually return act types. So I just wasted like 20 minutes because I didn't read the instructions. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.